Hey Bearcat fans, welcome to another edition of This Week in Bearcat Athletics. Well, it starts to get busier around Northwest Missouri State Athletics. A couple of home games for the basketball teams coming up this week. The track and field teams, they'll split up between two different meets, and baseball will begin their spring schedule. We'll have more on all that coming up on This Week in Bearcat Athletics. The Bearcat men's basketball team enters the final month of the regular season alone on top of the MIAA with a one-game lead over second-place Lindenwood and at least a three-game lead over the rest of the field. The Cats will also be playing 5 of their last 7 at home, with the away games at Northeastern State and Central Oklahoma. This week, Northwest will play Lincoln and Lindenwood, teams they lost to on the road in back-to-back games earlier this year. Bearcat head coach Ben McCullum says his team is really motivated this week, knowing both teams they play account for 2 of the team's 3 losses in conference play this year.
Yeah, I think there is. For me in particular, I didn't think we played overly well down there, and I thought their 2 teams really did play well, and they played hungry, and it's always nice to have a chance to redeem yourself and try to get some type of revenge if you can. And it's going to be tough, though. Both teams are playing really well, and both teams are well coached and excellent ball clubs.
The Cats will play 2 at home this week, 2 on the road next week, and then play their final 3 games at home to end the month. The Bearcat women's basketball team played 3 solid quarters against Pittsburg State last weekend, leading the Gorillas by 12 after 3, even after Pitt hit a 3 to end the third quarter, but could not hold that lead in a 74-66 loss. The Bearcats still have a shot to make the MIAA postseason tournament, with the 3 teams in front of them still on the Bearcats schedule, including both teams this week. Women's interim head coach Buck Shield says this is a week of opportunity for his team.
Well, I think having these 2 games at home against 2 teams that we played really close on the road right before break could be 2 great wins that could lead us into our last road trip down to Oklahoma to play 2 teams that we played real tight at home as well. And, just where we're sitting in the league and, only having one conference win, we're still at the bottom. But if we can rattle off, 3 or 4 wins here, anything can happen. And there's still hope with the team. They haven't thrown in the towel yet. I can tell that in every game, and I can tell that in every practice that they haven't thrown in the towel. But now it's just come game time, we got to get it done.
Earlier this year, the Bearcat women lost to both Lindenwood and Lincoln by a combined 6 points on the road. Northwest Missouri State University athletes won 3 titles at the Concordia Classic in Seward, Nebraska last weekend. In the men's mile, Northwest took the top 3 spots, with Ryan Cox winning it in a time of 4 minutes, 16.93 seconds, followed by Joe Anger and Nolan Zimmer. On the women's side, Kaylee Hochschild won the 60-meter dash in a time of 7.83 seconds, and Lindsay Davis took first in the triple jump, setting a personal best with a jump of 36 feet 2 inches. The Bearcat track and field teams will split up this weekend, with some athletes heading to the Frank Savine Husker Invitational in Lincoln, Nebraska, and others traveling to Warrensburg in the Mule Relays at the University of Central Missouri. The Bearcat baseball team will begin its season this weekend when they make a long road trip to Tennessee and Arkansas to play their first games of the year. Northwest baseball coach Darren Lowe says he is excited with the amount of experience he has on this year's team.
I think just the biggest thing when you look at our team, we're a pretty veteran club. A lot of our guys on our roster got considerable playing time last year. So, we have 5 seniors, 22 juniors, and so it's a pretty veteran club. So, you hope that experience that they gained last year, the at-bats, the innings that they got off the mound, translate into some success early. I think I look at last year's team and a lot of new faces on that club, and every day was a new experience for them. They had never seen the ballparks in the MIAA, and I think some of that kind of hurt us along the way. So guys know what to expect. They have high expectations for themselves, for our team, and we're just excited to get rolling.
The Cats will play a weekend series against Christian Brothers University in Memphis, Tennessee this weekend before heading to Jackson, Tennessee and Arkadelphia, Arkansas to finish out the week-long road trip. The Northwest Missouri State football team has announced its 2016 signing day class. Check out the full list of athletes that have committed to play football at Northwest online at BearcatSports.com. That's This Week in Bearcat Athletics. For producer Andrew Sherry, I'm Matt Gorder.